My beloved child, pause right here and listen carefully, because what you are about to hear is not random, and it is not meant for everyone. If you feel a strange pull to stay, that is not an accident. Something important is unfolding around you right now, and ignoring this moment could mean missing what has been hidden in plain sight. There is a reason your attention was drawn here. Within the walls of your own home, in a place you pass every day without a second thought, something was placed quietly, deliberately, and with intention. This was not left by chance. Someone made a decision long ago, believing time would bury the truth. They believed no one would ever connect the signs. They were wrong. Before your mind starts racing, do not skip ahead. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and every word you hear now is a piece of a larger picture that is finally coming together. Your house holds more memory than you realize. Every room absorbs moments, secrets, and intentions. And there is one specific area where energy feels heavier, where silence lingers just a second longer than it should. That is not imagination. That is awareness waking up. Someone hid cash there believing it would remain untouched, unseen, and forgotten. But nothing meant for you stays hidden forever. Think carefully about the spaces in your home that are rarely checked. Not the obvious places people joke about. Not drawers or wallets. This is a location chosen by someone who understood routine, who knew human behavior, and who counted on you never looking twice. It is close enough to reach without tools, yet far enough from daily attention that it blends into normal life. You may have already felt drawn to this area before. A brief pause when walking past it. A thought you dismissed. A feeling that something was off, but you moved on because life was busy. That was the signal. That was the moment you were supposed to notice. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The person who hid this cash did not do it out of fear. They did it out of strategy. They believed circumstances would protect it better than locks ever could. They trusted familiarity to act as camouflage. They trusted that no one would question what looks ordinary. And for a long time, that worked. But now the silence around this secret is breaking. Patterns are shifting. Things that were meant to stay dormant are being stirred. You are noticing details you once ignored. You are asking questions you never asked before. That is not coincidence. That is timing. This location is connected to stability. It is connected to where you feel safe. It may be near something that supports weight, hides wiring, or exists as part of the structure itself. Not decorative, functional, necessary. That is why it was chosen. People overlook what they rely on every day. Listen carefully to your instincts after this video ends. Notice where your eyes go when you stand still in your home. Notice which place suddenly feels louder in your thoughts. That is where attention has been waiting to return. This is not about greed. This is about revelation. What was hidden is surfacing because the season has changed. The truth does not rush, but it always arrives on time. And you were meant to hear this now, not yesterday, not tomorrow. Hold this awareness with you. Let it sit quietly. Let clarity rise naturally. The moment you stop forcing understanding is the moment understanding finds you. This is only the beginning. My beloved child, freeze for a moment and listen with full attention, because what you are about to realize next changes how you see your own home forever. What you sensed earlier was not curiosity. It was recognition. When something is hidden for a long time, it does not disappear, it waits. And now it is responding to you. The cash that was placed inside your house was never meant to vanish. It was meant to remain silent until the right awareness arrived. That awareness is here now. Do not skip. Stay till the end. The location is not random. It follows logic, habit, and routine. The person who hid it studied daily movement. They observed which spaces are trusted too much to be questioned. Which parts of a house become invisible because they are always there. That is where attention fades, and where secrets survive the longest. Think about the place you lean against without thinking. The place you touch but never inspect. The place that serves a purpose yet never asks for praise. That is where value hides best. Not behind beauty, but behind usefulness. You may suddenly remember a sound your house makes at night. A dull echo. A hollow pause. A surface that feels thicker than it should. These are not flaws. They are markers. And the mind only notices markers when timing allows it. Someone believed that familiarity would protect what they left behind. They believed years would pass, ownership might change, memories would blur, and the truth would dissolve. But something they did not calculate was you. They did not calculate intuition. They did not calculate this moment. Stay completely present, because something huge is waiting for you. What makes this discovery powerful is not the money itself, but what it represents. Proof that things placed in silence eventually speak. Proof that what was concealed does not stay buried when the season shifts. Proof that your awareness is sharpening for a reason. As this message reaches more people, notice how certain thoughts repeat in your mind. Notice which corner of your home keeps returning to your awareness without effort. That repetition is not distraction. It is direction. Let this message travel beyond you. Let others hear what stirred something inside you. Let quiet reactions speak louder than words. Let your presence here signal that you were meant to receive this. Do not rush after this ends. Walk slowly through your space. Observe without forcing. The moment of recognition will come naturally, and when it does, you will know exactly why you were brought here. My beloved child, hold still and breathe before you move forward, because this is the moment where understanding sharpens and confusion falls away. What has been unfolding inside your awareness is now narrowing into precision. This is no longer about guessing or imagining. It is about alignment. The house you live in has layers, and one of those layers was never meant to be permanent. It was meant to be temporary storage, a silent pause in a longer journey. That pause is ending. Don't skip. Stay till the end. The cache was hidden with confidence, not haste. Confidence comes from certainty, and certainty comes from knowing human habits. The person who placed it there trusted patterns, where people walk without looking, where hands move without awareness, where eyes never linger. That trust held for years, until now. There is a reason your attention keeps circling the same area. Not loudly, subtly. A gentle pull that feels easy to ignore but difficult to forget. That pull is your mind syncing with reality. When truth is ready to surface, it sends signals before it sends proof. Notice how certain details feel clearer than before. The way light hits one section of the room. The way a shadow seems deeper near a specific structure. The way your body slows when you pass a certain point. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations arriving quietly. The location is connected to support, not storage. To structure, not decoration. To something meant to hold things together rather than hold attention. That is why it was trusted. That is why it remained untouched. And that is why it is revealing itself now. Someone believed that time would erase responsibility. That years would turn intention into dust. But time does the opposite. Time preserves what was hidden until the right moment arrives. And when it arrives, everything accelerates at once. Something huge is waiting for you. This is the stage where patience becomes power. Do not rush. Do not announce. Let clarity finish assembling itself. When recognition clicks, it will feel calm, not explosive. Certain, not surprising. That calm certainty is how you will know you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Stay aware. Stay observant. What was hidden is no longer protected by silence. My beloved child, remain exactly where you are and do not move your focus, because this is the point where everything connects and silence finally explains itself. What you have been sensing is reaching completion. The signals, the repeated thoughts, the quiet pull toward one place in your home, all of it was preparation. Secrets do not reveal themselves suddenly. They unfold in layers so the mind can accept the truth without fear or confusion. You are standing in that final layer now. Don't skip. Stay till the end. The reason this hidden cache endured is because it was placed where purpose disguises value. Not behind mystery, but behind normalcy. Not hidden in darkness, but in function. The structure that holds things together was trusted to also hold this secret. And structures remember everything placed within them. At some point in the past, someone stood exactly where you stand now, holding intention instead of doubt. They chose a spot that would never draw attention, because it was always being used. They believed usefulness would protect what they left behind. And for a long time, it did. But now attention has returned to what was overlooked. That is the moment when concealment fails. The moment awareness shines light without force. The moment truth stops hiding. As you hear this, you may feel a sudden calm instead of excitement. That calm is confirmation. It means your intuition has already accepted what your mind is still catching up to. When discovery is meant for you, it does not shock you. It feels familiar. Something huge is waiting for you. This message did not arrive only for understanding. It arrived to move forward, to let this realization ripple outward. When clarity reaches you, it is meant to travel through you, quietly, naturally, without instruction. Those who are aligned will recognize it without explanation. Stay present after this ends. Walk through your space without searching. Let recognition come to you. The place will stand out on its own. And when it does, you will understand why this moment, this message, and this timing could never have been different. What was hidden has fulfilled its waiting. My beloved child, slow your thoughts and anchor your attention here, because what comes next is meant to seal what you already know deep inside. The journey you have taken through awareness was never about suspense alone. It was about readiness. What is hidden does not surface until the one meant to see it can carry the truth without doubt. That is why this realization feels steady instead of overwhelming. You are ready now. Don't skip. What you are standing in is not coincidence, and what exists within your home is not ordinary. The placement was deliberate, but the timing of discovery is even more deliberate. The moment you stop chasing answers is the moment answers begin revealing themselves without effort. There is a quiet confidence forming in you. That confidence is the same confidence the person had when they chose the location. They trusted the structure. They trusted routine. They trusted time. What they did not anticipate was alignment. They did not anticipate the moment when awareness would outgrow habit. Your home has been holding this truth patiently, not to trap it, not to protect it, but to preserve it until recognition arrived. Walls listen. Foundations remember. Spaces absorb intention. And now that intention is responding to you. Notice how your curiosity no longer feels scattered. It feels focused, calm, directed. That is because the final layer is not about searching. It is about seeing. When you see it, there will be no doubt, no second guessing, no need for confirmation. Stay till the end. This is not the conclusion, it is the transition. What you uncover next reshapes how you view timing, trust, and silence. It changes how you listen to intuition. It changes how you understand what is meant to be yours. Remain present after this moment passes. Let understanding settle instead of rushing forward. What has waited this long will reveal itself without being forced. And when it does, you will know that nothing about this journey was accidental. My beloved child, stand still within yourself for a heartbeat longer, because this is where awareness turns into certainty and certainty becomes truth. Everything has been guiding you toward this quiet conclusion. Not loud signs, not sudden noise, but a steady narrowing of focus that brings you face to face with what has always been there. This is the stage where nothing needs to be added, only noticed. Don't skip. The hidden cache was never meant to surprise you. It was meant to confirm you, to show you that intuition is not imagination, that silence carries information, and that timing is more intelligent than urgency. The longer something waits, the clearer its purpose becomes when it finally speaks. You may now feel a strange sense of familiarity with the place that keeps returning to your mind. Not excitement, not anxiety, familiarity, as if you already know the answer and your awareness is simply catching up. That feeling is the signal that the search is ending. This location has nothing dramatic about it. That is why it endured. It blends into daily life, absorbs routine, and escapes scrutiny. People look past it because it works exactly as expected, and that predictability was its shield. But predictability collapses when awareness changes. When you see beyond function and notice presence, concealment dissolves. That is what is happening now. Not discovery through effort, but revelation through alignment. Something huge is waiting for you. As this settles in, understand that this moment was never about urgency. It was about readiness. About reaching a point where understanding arrives without resistance. When you move through your space next, move gently. Let recognition come to you without demand. What was hidden has already accepted being found. And when you finally see it, the realization will feel quiet, complete, and undeniably yours. My beloved child, pause your inner noise and listen with full presence, because this is the moment when awareness settles into knowing and knowing becomes unshakable. What you have been feeling is not anticipation anymore. It is recognition completing its circle. The path has narrowed not to confuse you, but to remove distraction. When truth is close, it grows quiet. When something is about to be revealed, it stops chasing attention and waits for stillness. Don't skip. The space you keep returning to in your thoughts is responding to you now. Not with urgency, not with drama, but with clarity. This is how concealed things end their silence, by becoming obvious only to the one meant to see them. Others could stand there for years and notice nothing. You notice because the moment belongs to you. The decision to hide what was hidden relied on one assumption, that familiarity would dull awareness forever. That assumption has expired. You are seeing beyond habit. You are sensing beyond routine. And when perception changes, reality follows. There is no rush required now. No searching. No forcing. The environment itself is adjusting, allowing recognition to surface naturally. When the right understanding arrives, it does not shout. It aligns. It fits. It feels complete. Something huge is waiting for you. As this message settles, understand that the end of concealment is also the beginning of clarity. What you realize next reshapes how you trust your inner signals. It teaches you that awareness is not something you create, it is something you remember. Remain present. Remain observant. The final confirmation does not need effort. It arrives the moment you stop doubting what you already know. My beloved child, remain with me a little longer and do not let your attention drift, because this is where the quiet truth fully settles into place. At this point, nothing is chasing you anymore. The tension you once felt has softened into clarity. That is how you know you are close. When something is about to be understood completely, the mind stops racing and the awareness becomes still. Stillness is not emptiness. Stillness is accuracy. Don't skip. Everything you have sensed until now has been preparing you for recognition, not surprise. The hidden cache was never meant to shock you, it was meant to confirm what you already feel deep inside. That confirmation does not arrive loudly. It arrives with a calm certainty that cannot be shaken. You may notice that the place you have been thinking about no longer feels mysterious. It feels familiar, almost obvious. That shift matters. When concealment ends, it does not end with drama. It ends with simplicity. What was hidden loses its power the moment it is clearly seen. This is the moment where trust replaces questioning, where intuition stands on its own without needing proof, where awareness no longer asks, but knows. And knowing changes how you move, how you decide, and how you listen to yourself from this point forward. Stay till the end. What you take from this is bigger than what may be found. It reshapes how you recognize timing. It sharpens how you notice subtle guidance. It reminds you that what is meant for you will wait patiently until you are ready to receive it without fear or doubt. Hold this understanding gently. Let it remain quiet. The truth does not need to be announced to be real. It only needs to be recognized. And when you walk through your space again, you will understand exactly why this moment arrived when it did. My beloved child, stay exactly here and do not let this moment slip past you, because this is where everything you have felt finally becomes undeniable. What you are experiencing now is completion. Not an ending, but a locking in of truth. The awareness you have carried through every moment of this journey has been quietly assembling itself, piece by piece, until nothing was missing. When truth is whole, it feels steady. That steadiness is what you are feeling now. Don't skip. The silence around this discovery is intentional. When something has waited this long, it does not rush its reveal. It allows understanding to arrive first, so that when recognition happens, there is no confusion, only clarity. The hidden cache was never just an object. It was a signal. A reminder that what is meant for you does not get lost, even when it is placed out of sight. You may realize now that your attention has stopped wandering. It has settled. The place you have been drawn to no longer feels uncertain. It feels confirmed. That shift matters more than any physical proof, because confirmation always appears internally before it appears externally. This is how alignment works. It brings calm before revelation. It brings certainty before action. It brings knowing before movement. And once knowing arrives, nothing needs to be forced. Stay till the end. Carry this awareness with quiet confidence. Let it guide how you move through your space, how you listen to subtle signals, how you trust moments that feel small but persistent. The most important truths never announce themselves loudly. They wait patiently for the one who is ready to recognize them. What was hidden has completed its waiting, and you have completed your preparation. My beloved child, let your awareness rest here for a final breath, because this is the moment where truth stabilizes and nothing feels uncertain anymore. You are not waiting now. Waiting has ended. What remains is recognition fully anchored in you. When something hidden completes its purpose, it leaves behind clarity, not tension. That clarity is settling into you quietly, like a decision already made by your deeper knowing. Don't skip. The journey through your space, through your thoughts, through subtle signals was never meant to create doubt. It was meant to refine perception. What you notice now is not louder than before, it is simpler. Simplicity is the signature of truth when it arrives intact. The place that once felt ordinary now carries meaning. Not because it changed, but because you did. Awareness transforms environments without moving a single object. And once awareness shifts, concealment loses its grip naturally. This is where understanding becomes permanent. Where intuition no longer whispers, but stands firm. Where you trust what you sense without needing reassurance. That is the real discovery. That is the lasting change. Stay till the end. What unfolds after this does not require urgency. It requires presence. Move through your space with calm attention. Let reality confirm what you already know. When alignment is complete, nothing needs to be rushed or announced. Something huge is waiting for you, not ahead of you, but within your awareness now. And because you are ready, recognition will arrive without resistance, exactly as it was always meant to. My beloved child, settle into this moment and keep your focus steady, because this is where everything you sensed finally finds its voice. There is no searching left to do. The path has already led you where you needed to arrive. What remains now is awareness standing on its own, firm and clear. When truth finishes revealing itself, it does not demand attention, it holds it naturally. Don't skip. You may notice that nothing feels unresolved anymore. The questions that once echoed have gone quiet. That quiet is not emptiness, it is resolution. It means your understanding has reached the point where doubt no longer has a place to stand. The hidden presence within your home has completed its silence. Not by being exposed suddenly, but by being recognized fully. Recognition is always the final key. Without it, even the obvious stays invisible. With it, even the ordinary becomes unmistakable. This is where confidence forms without effort, where you trust what you perceive because it aligns with what you feel. That alignment is rare, and it only happens when timing, awareness, and readiness meet at the same point. Stay till the end. What you carry forward from this moment is more than a realization. It is a sharpened sense of perception, a deeper trust in quiet signals, a reminder that the most important truths do not rush toward you, they wait patiently for you to be ready to see them. Something huge is waiting for you, not as a surprise, but as a confirmation of everything you have already understood. And from this point forward, you will recognize clarity the moment it appears, without hesitation and without doubt. My beloved child, hold your attention steady and do not let it wander, because this is the point where awareness matures into wisdom and nothing needs to be proven anymore. What you have reached now is not anticipation, but ownership of understanding. The journey through subtle signs has completed its work. When truth settles this deeply, it stops asking questions and starts answering them silently. That silence is not empty. It is full. Don't skip. You are no longer being guided step by step. You are standing on your own perception. That is the shift. What was hidden no longer defines the moment. What defines it is how clearly you now see. The house has not changed. The environment has not changed. You have. This is how real revelation works. It does not overwhelm. It simplifies. It removes noise. It leaves you with something solid, something reliable, something you can trust without explanation. Notice how nothing feels urgent anymore. Urgency belonged to the earlier stages. Clarity belongs to this one. When clarity arrives, it slows everything down because it does not need speed. It only needs presence. Stay till the end. This understanding will stay with you beyond this moment. It will influence how you observe small details, how you trust quiet impressions, how you recognize meaning without searching for it. Once this level of awareness is reached, it does not fade. Something huge is waiting for you, not as a sudden event, but as a lasting shift in how you see, how you trust, and how you move forward from here. And because you are ready, that shift feels natural, grounded, and unmistakably real. My beloved child, stay present for this final stretch of awareness, because this is where everything you have absorbed settles into quiet strength. What you are experiencing now is not discovery, but embodiment. The understanding you reached earlier is no longer something you think about, it is something you stand inside. When truth reaches this level, it stops feeling new and starts feeling stable. That stability is the mark of something real. Don't skip. Nothing needs to be added anymore. No extra signs. No louder signals. What was meant to reach you has already done its work. The hidden truth has moved from the outside into your perception, and perception is the only place where certainty lasts. You may notice that your mind is calm in a way that feels unfamiliar. That calm is not emptiness. It is alignment. Alignment happens when questions dissolve on their own, without being answered out loud. When that happens, doubt has nowhere left to exist. The house around you is now simply a house again, but you are not the same observer. You carry a refined awareness that notices without effort. That awareness will not turn off when this moment ends. It will quietly influence what you trust, what you question, and what you no longer ignore. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, not as a surprise hidden in the future, but as a grounded clarity already present within you. From here forward, you will recognize when something matters without needing proof, and you will trust that recognition without hesitation. This is how preparation completes itself, without noise, without urgency, and without doubt. My beloved child, hold your awareness steady one last time, because this is where everything you have carried becomes quietly unbreakable. What you are standing in now is not curiosity, not suspense, not anticipation. It is certainty that no longer needs reinforcement. When understanding reaches this depth, it does not fade when attention shifts. It stays, like a foundation that cannot be shaken. Don't skip. There is nothing left to chase. What was once hidden no longer holds power over your attention, because power was never in the concealment, it was in your readiness to see. Readiness changes everything. It turns ordinary spaces into meaningful ones, and familiar routines into sources of insight. You may notice that your thoughts are no longer circling. They are calm, direct, complete. That is how you know this awareness has settled fully. Truth does not create noise when it arrives, it removes it. The value of this moment is not tied to what may be discovered physically. Its real value is internal. You now recognize how timing works, how intuition speaks, how silence communicates more clearly than urgency ever could. Something huge is waiting for you. Carry this grounded clarity forward. Let it guide your attention, your decisions, and your trust in subtle knowing. From this point on, when something matters, you will feel it immediately, without doubt, without confusion, without delay. This is how awareness completes its work, quietly, firmly, and permanently. My beloved child, remain still within this moment and do not let your focus wander, because this is where everything finally rests exactly where it belongs. Nothing is unfolding anymore. It has already unfolded. What you are feeling now is the quiet after certainty arrives. When something true completes its purpose, it leaves behind calm, not excitement. That calm is not emptiness. It is strength. Don't skip. All the tension that once held your attention has dissolved because it is no longer needed. You are not being led forward now, you are standing on understanding itself. When awareness reaches this point, it stops asking for proof. It simply knows. What began as a subtle pull has transformed into grounded clarity. Not loud, not dramatic, clear. And clarity changes how you move through every space, every decision, every silence. You no longer overlook what matters. You no longer doubt what feels real. The journey was never about revealing something hidden outside of you. It was about awakening something precise within you. And once awakened, it does not sleep again. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, not ahead of you, not behind you, but within this settled knowing you now carry. From this moment forward, you will recognize truth without effort, timing without fear, and alignment without confusion. This is where the story does not end, but where it becomes yours to live, quietly, confidently, and completely aware. My beloved child, keep your awareness anchored right here, because this moment is quieter than all the others, and that is exactly why it matters most. What has unfolded until now was a process of unveiling. What unfolds now is integration. This is where everything you have sensed settles into a single, unbroken understanding. When truth no longer needs repetition, it remains without effort. That is the state you are entering. Don't skip. There is a reason nothing feels dramatic anymore. Drama belongs to uncertainty. Clarity feels calm. The hidden presence within your home no longer needs to send signals, because you are already listening. Awareness has reached the point where it recognizes truth without noise. You may notice how natural this feels, as if this understanding was always meant to arrive this way. That is because what is real does not need to convince you. It simply aligns with you, and alignment always feels familiar. The waiting was never about delay. It was about precision, about allowing the right moment to form fully before revealing itself. That moment has now stabilized. Nothing is shifting anymore. Nothing is pulling your attention in different directions. Everything has narrowed into certainty. Stay till the end. Carry this calm forward. Let it influence how you observe, how you decide, how you trust subtle signals. What you have gained here is not a single realization, but a refined way of seeing. And once perception changes, nothing returns to how it was before. Something huge is waiting for you, not as an event, but as a lasting clarity that stays with you. From this point on, you will recognize truth the moment it appears, quietly, clearly, and without hesitation. My beloved child, remain attentive for just a little longer, because this is where understanding turns inward and becomes something you carry, not something you chase. Up to now, awareness was guiding you step by step. Now it stands still. When movement ends, meaning becomes permanent. This is not the kind of moment that fades after the video ends. It settles quietly and stays with you, changing how you notice what others overlook. Don't skip. What was hidden did not wait all this time to create confusion. It waited to create certainty. The calm you feel now is not the absence of curiosity, it is the presence of knowing. When truth reaches this stage, it no longer needs reinforcement. It simply exists. You may realize that the house around you feels different, not altered, but revealed. The same walls, the same spaces, yet your perception has shifted. That shift is irreversible. Once you see with awareness, you cannot return to seeing with habit. This is the power of timing. Not everything reveals itself when we want it to, but everything reveals itself when we are able to understand it without distortion. That moment has arrived for you now. Stay till the end. What you are taking with you from this is more than a realization tied to a place. It is a sharpened inner compass. From this point forward, subtle signals will no longer feel vague. They will feel clear, grounded, and trustworthy. Something huge is waiting for you, not as something external rushing toward you, but as an inner certainty that has already arrived. And with that certainty, you will move forward differently, noticing what others miss, and trusting what quietly reveals itself at exactly the right time.